welcome back to another episode here on Ladies First. Chinese New Year is around the corner and it's so exciting. So today I have my wonderful friends here to join me so that we can all learn a little bit more about Chinese New Year. Are you guys excited?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. For the sake of our audiences who don't really know much about you guys, maybe we start by sharing like your ethnic background.
I wish I was Mexican, but I am Indian.
Mine is Malay, but I'm like Vietnamese or something. It's weird, but I have no idea where you come from.
I'm just Russian.
So what are you guys' experience with Chinese New Year, especially here in Singapore?
I grew up going to Chinese school and most of my friends are Chinese. I kind of like celebrate Chinese New Year every year. I have a lot of houses to go to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm kind of familiar, but I don't know what I'm doing at the same time.
I love the merriness of Chinese New Year because you visit your friends' houses and then you also get the ang pao.
That's my favorite part. That's the best part. Well, I'm living in Singapore for 9 years, and actually I just started celebrating Chinese New Year for maybe last 3 or 4 years because my boyfriend is Malaysian Chinese. So that's why he kind of introduced me this culture, but I'm still not really familiar. My favorite part actually snacks. I really like pineapple tarts, and then he introduced me ang pao. I was just thinking, it's so weird to give money, but then now it's my favorite part.
Today, we are going to go through the full experience of Chinese New Year. Starting with number 1. Bet you guys didn't know this, but it's cleaning the house.
So you don't clean your house on daily basis, still Chinese New Year.
No, this is different. This is like a thorough cleaning, like spring cleaning they call it, right? So you tidy up your house to sort of remove the unwanted stuff and chase away the bad luck. And also decorate your house with, wonderful Chinese New Year decor to bring in some prosperity and luck in the meantime.
Then you should bring me into your house.
Number 2, do you know that many Chinese actually visit their ancestors before reunion dinner and before Chinese New Year to sort of like honor the dead?
I have a question though.
Yes.
How do you know who's your ancestor?
A different family does it in a different manner. So in my family, we go back to like the temples or like the cemetery where my great-great-grandfather is at and my great-great-grandmother is at to sort of like, oh, this is your mother's 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 mother or something like that. Do you have that kind of things in your customs?
Actually, the custom is not that different. We also visit our ancestors during that period as well to like so-called celebrate with them as well.
Well, I'm just curious, if let's say you would stay abroad and then like your ancestors were like, let's say they were staying in Singapore, but you were staying in Canada, then what would you do?
Well, there is FaceTime. So, next up, it's something that you're probably more familiar with, which is our reunion dinner. It's normally on the day before Chinese New Year, and it's to symbolize like Tuan Tuan Yuan Yuan in Chinese, so it's like complete, and that symbolizes like prosperity and like togetherness with your family.
For that, we do have. But it's not the day before though, it's on the Deepavali day itself.
Before Hari Raya is the Hari Raya Puasa. So after fasting, the last day of itself is like already a celebration because it's like considered Hari Raya already. And we also visit our relatives' houses.
So our major holiday in Russia is Christmas. We don't call it Christmas, it's New Year Eve. So we do exactly the same thing what people do on Christmas. Like we put in gifts on 31st December under the Christmas tree, and then on 1st January kids will wake up and get something, like they believe in Santa, but we call it Ded Moroz. But no one gives me an pao.
Between the reunion dinner and the first day of Chinese New Year, do you know that there's this very strange tradition of staying up as late as possible?
Why?
It's like a superstition that the longer you stay up at night, the longer your parents will live. So by staying up at night, you're like being like a filial child.
I think I will win this. I'm an owl.
The only tradition I have is if we stay up, we get beaten up.
Up next is probably something that y'all can see on the table.
I tried this thing, but I keep forgetting the name.
Lo he mo he. Oh he mo he.
It's called Yu Sheng. Okay, so we have opened it up and there's a lot of different components, and there's like peanuts, there's peppers, there's so many different things, but basically all of them have like a symbolic meaning during Chinese New Year, even like the seasonings and the powders that you put in. Okay, so now that all the ingredients are in the Yu Sheng, we're going to toss and we're going to say Huat ah, or you can say like prosperous words. If you can't speak in Chinese, you can always say in English. So you have to toss 7 times in total, at least, for great luck and wealth. Let's go! And then you have to distribute all the ladies first 1 million subs.
May everyone be healthy and wealthy this year.
Yes.
And find love as well.
And find love. In Chinese tradition, you're technically supposed to take your first bite directly from the plate itself because it means you're getting the direct prosperity and the auspiciousness and the well wishes directly from the plate.
How is it? This is very sweet.
I really like the salmon. Next time, I would like to try actually just by myself. Where can you actually buy it? Anywhere? In any stores?
So nowadays in Singapore, you can find it in most restaurants, most Chinese restaurants, or even supermarkets have them now. So next up is during the actual Chinese New Year day itself. Is where we all wear new clothes because it symbolizes a new beginning, it symbolizes change, and it's just like a fresh start to your whole year. So I used to use that as an excuse to just buy all the clothes that I want to buy. And I was just like, oh, Chinese New Year. Normally, Chinese New Year is done in spring, so we have a lot of floral printed stuff to sort of symbolize it.
Can we keep this?
Actually, we have someone right here wearing a cheongxiang.
Yeah, she's
It's
prepared.
So
Yeah,
Yana
prepared.
came prepared.
Ready.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I heard that it's a bit more different. There are different colors and different designs for like cheongsam as well.
Yeah, it's a lot more modernized. Nowadays, people are just like, oh, as long as it's new clothes, it's fine. Because it's not every day that you wear a qipao or like a cheongsam or like a Chinese top. So if you don't wear it for the rest of the year, it's kind of like a waste. Because the next year you have to wear like something new, you see.
Something new.
For Hari Raya, you all wear like your baju and everybody matches in clothing. I'm sure for like Deepavali, you all have that as well. Do you all have like such an occasion?
Just wear also new clothes. That's it.
Oh,
Something
okay.
shiny, something bright, depends on the
there
year.
like
So
a-
like right now it's tiger year, so we would wear something red, something gold right now.
Oh,
So it depends
really?
on the sign. Like every year is different.
Oh, okay.
So this year was red and gold.
Oh, very nice. So y'all do have that kind of customs
We
as
do.
well. Okay, for the last one, it's everybody's favorite because it has to do with money. And it's married couples are usually the ones giving this out. So if you're not married, you're probably the one receiving it. So it's meant for those who are single or the younger generation.
I want to
So,
stay single.
which is also why, right, I decided to have my wedding after Chinese New Year so that I can collect
Smart.
angpaos for one last time.
For ours, for Hari Raya, we generally stop giving when they start working.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not fair. How much do you guys usually give?
Just a general rule of thumb is that people like to give it in eights. Because eights is like far. Far means to prosper in Mandarin. So it all sounds the same. Whenever you want to ask for an angbao, the first thing you do is present 2 Mandarin oranges. You give 2 oranges and you receive 2 oranges because you are exchanging greetings. So it's not one directional. It's
恭喜发财，给你你给我汉堡，我给你 black eye。
What is that saying?
Eye.
祝你考生贵子
Good.
子。
That's like sweet. I like that.
Why you look like you want to murder me?
Yeah.
So that's it. We've come to the end of this video. Hope you guys out there have learned a thing or two about Chinese New Year and our Chinese New Year traditions. And maybe we'll do another one for like different festivities. How about that? Yeah, do let us know in the comment section down below if you want to see that. And thank you guys so much for being a part of my
Happy
Chinese
Chinese
New
New
Year traditions this year. And yeah, make sure you subscribe and check out our latest video over there. And we will see you in the next one. Happy Chinese New Year!
Bye.